Hello everyone, my name is Dr. Shaheen Ahmed. Welcome to the chemistry classes. Today we are going to study class 12 chemistry chapter chemical kinetics. So before starting the chapter, first we will try to understand the meaning of this word chemical kinetics. Actually the word chemical, that is related with the chemistry, or you can say it is related with the chemical reactions, and the kinetics means movement. It means we will study in this chapter about the movement of chemical reactions. Now there is a question, how we can understand this, the movement of the chemical reaction. Do the chemical reactions move from one place to the other place? If one chemical reaction is going on in a lab and we say the chemical reaction is moving on, chemical reaction is going on, what does it mean? And what is the actual mean of this word when we say chemical reaction is going on? So before understanding this topic or before understanding this point, first I tell you with the one example. Let's say, for example, suppose I am going from one place to the other place, or from one district to the other district. So what we are doing, suppose one district A and one district B, and B is almost 50 km far from A, and if you are moving from district A to B, so how much distance you are covering? You are covering 50 km of distance, and suppose as a whole you are taking 1 hour. So you can say that I have covered the 50 km of the distance in 1 hour, and that is measured in terms of a word, and that is called speed. So when we are moving from one place to the other place, we say that we are moving and we are covering the distance in per unit of time. This is a 50 km distance you are covering in 1 hour, so your speed will be 50 km per hour. And what the formula we use? We use the formula speed is equal to distance upon time. So when we are moving from one place to the other place, we are using the word speed, and we see that how much distance we have covered in how much time, and that is called speed. The same type of concept we will use for the chemical reactions also. Actually, when the chemical reactions they move, then they are not covering the distance. Then what is happening? Actually, their concentration is changing with time. Here what we are saying, the distance is covered in per unit of time, and but when we the same thing we study for the chemical reaction, we say that how much concentration has been changed in given time. And for the chemical reaction we don't use this word speed. With just like that, this word speed, we use the another word, and that is called rate. So for the chemical reaction the same type of formula we use, but in place of speed we use a word rate. So what we write in this formula, rate is equal to, here what is that, distance upon time. How much distance is covered in how much time? Here we write how much concentration has been changed in the given time. It means change in concentration. Change in concentration upon time taken for the change. तो बच्चों यहाँ पर हम ये देखते हैं स्पीड में कि हमने कितनी डिस्टेंस कितने टाइम पे कवर की, और जब केमिकल रिएक्शन के जो हम लोग वर्ड यूज करेंगे रेट, उसमें हम लोग पढ़ेंगे कितने टाइम में कितना कंसंट्रेशन चेंज हुआ, और उसको हम लोग कहेंगे रेट. We try to understand by taking an example of this equation A plus B, reversible sign C and D. In this A and B are the reactant, C and D they are the product. Suppose this reaction is going on and we start this reaction by taking the reactant A and B, and in the starting I take the concentration of A and B that is 50 m and 50 m. M means molarity, it means 50 mole per liter. This is 50 mole per liter and this is 50 mole per liter. And the initial concentration of the product is always taken as 0. We take the maximum concentration of the reactant in the starting. It means the initial concentration of the reactant is always maximum, that is 50 and 50, and the initial concentration of the product is always taken as 0. And suppose reaction goes on, reaction moves on, and we observe that what happens about the concentration of the reactant after 20 minutes. We just take the time of 20 minutes and we just see what happens after the 20 minutes. So as an example I am taking, suppose after 20 minutes the concentration of concentration of the reactant A, that is 50 m, that is changed to 25 m. Actually the reactant, as the reaction proceeds, the concentration of the reactants always go on decreasing, and at the same time the concentration of the product always go on increasing. As the reaction proceeds, concentration of the reactant decreases and the concentration of the product increases, and that is why when we take the initial concentration of A 50 m, and after 20 minutes definitely its concentration will be less than that, and maybe that is 25 m. Now here you see this is 50 m, and as the reaction proceeds its concentration also changes, and from 50 m, so concentration of B with time in 20 minutes, total time is 20 minutes. Concentration of B also changes from 50 to 25. So easily we can understand the concentration of the reactant, they are decreasing, and when the concentration of the reactant decrease, where the reacted part of the reactant is going, if this is initial, this is final. Now rest of the concentration of the reactant, where it goes, that is used for the formation of the product. Actually the products are always formed from the reacted part of the reactant. So reactant, this is initial, this is final, the reacted part is 25. It means the products are formed from the reacted part of the reactant. If the initial concentration is 0, so as an example I am taking, after 20 minutes, suppose this also has become 25 m and this also 25 m. So we assume a condition and we think a condition that just after the 20 minutes the concentration of the reactant, that is 25 and 25, concentration of the product, that is 25 and 25. Afterwards what we do? We calculate the rate of reaction in terms of A, in terms of B, in terms of C, in terms of D. So first we calculate the rate in terms of A. And what we have studied, the rate, change in concentration upon time taken for the change. So what is the change in concentration? Initial 50, final 25. When we calculate the difference, it is always final minus initial, that is 25 minus 50. We calculate like this, 25 minus 50 upon time taken for the change. Initial time 0, final time 20. So 20 minus 0. So 25 minus 50, that comes minus 25 upon 20. When you will calculate this value, the rate comes negative. Can you imagine and can you think that rate of any particular reaction can be negative? No, not at all. Because it is just like the speed. If the speed cannot be negative, the rate also cannot be negative. Did you hear any time this, that I have travelled from one place to the other place with minus 50 km per hour? Not possible, because speed cannot be negative. So whenever we calculate the rate of reaction of the reactant, always we put the negative sign first in the formula. So if this is the formula, one negative sign before that already we put, so that the minus and minus that can become plus, and the rate of reaction value that comes positive. So the rate, that is equal to minus minus plus, and we divide 25 by 20. So this value of the rate for the reactant A, that comes 1.25. Now, what do we write for the general formula for any type of reactant or any type of product? Suppose one reactant is A, then what we write for the formula of the rate for the reactant A? That is change in concentration, and change in concentration we write delta. Delta means change in concentration of A, and this is called change in concentration upon time taken for the change. If the initial time is 0, final time is 20, the 20 minus 0, and we write delta T. So it is called change in concentration upon time taken for the change. And as I told you, whenever we write the formula of the rate of reaction, always we put a negative sign so that you can get the value of the rate positive. So we write the negative sign first. So overall formula, that is rate is equal to minus delta A upon delta T in general. Now this is all about the reactant A. Now we see about the reactant B. And what do we do? That is change in concentration 25 minus 50. So 25 minus 50 upon time taken for the change, final time minus initial time. So this is change in concentration, time taken for the change. But before calculating this, we first put the negative sign. So when you will calculate, then you will get the same value, that is 1.25. And what the general formula you will get for the reactant B? You will get rate in terms of B is equal to minus delta. Delta means change in concentration. Whose concentration? B upon time taken for the change. You will get the formula rate of reaction of the reactant B, that is equal to minus delta B, this is concentration, upon delta T, time taken for the change. Now this is all about the reactant. Now we come towards the product, and in this product what we write the formula for the rate? That is rate in terms of C, that is equal to change delta of concentration of the product C upon time taken for the change. When we calculate the rate of reaction of the product, then final concentration is more than the initial concentration. In the reactant, final concentration is less than the reactant. Here the final concentration of product C is more than initial value. Initial value 0, final value 25. In the reactant, the final value 25, initial value 50. In the reactant, the final value, final concentration is always less than the initial concentration. But in the product, the final concentration is always more than initial concentration. So when we calculate the rate, then we calculate final minus initial. So what is final here? That is 25 minus 0. This is final, this is initial, upon time taken for the change, same. Initial time 0, final time 20. So we write 20 minus 0. So students, whenever we write the rate of the reaction formula for the product, we have no need to put the negative sign in this rate formula. Why? Because automatically the rate of the reaction of the product always comes positive. Because here the final value is greater than the initial value. 25 minus 0, and that comes 25 upon 20. That comes 1.25, like that. And what is the general formula for this? The general formula, you can write rate of the product C, that is equal to change in concentration of the product C upon time taken for the change. And must remember, we don't use the negative sign here. So always whenever we calculate the rate of the reaction of the product, we have no need to put the negative sign in the formula. But whenever we calculate the rate of reaction of the reactant, always we put the negative sign. Now what's about the product D? So we write rate is equal to change in concentration of the product D upon time taken for the change. Here also we are not putting the negative sign. The same value comes, rate is equal to 25 minus 0 upon 20 minus 0, and that is rate is equal to 1.25. So I hope all of you have understood the sense of the rate of the reaction. So must keep in the mind, whenever we use the word rate of the reaction for any kind of reaction, the rate means actually the speed, the rate of the reactant and the rate of the product. The basic difference that in the rate of the reaction of the reactant always we put a negative sign in the formula, but the rate of reaction of the product we have no need to put the negative sign. Whenever the reaction proceeds, the concentration of the reactant continuously go on decreasing and the concentration of the product continuously go on increasing. And afterwards finally we can calculate, after certain time we can calculate the rate of reaction of the reactant and product. Now I am taking the simplest example to make you understand about the rate of reaction. Only one reactant and one product. This is the reactant and this is the product. Now I write the formula of the rate of reaction of this reactant. Then rate is equal to change in concentration of reactant R. Actually, whenever we write any value in the square bracket, it is understood that its concentration is given. So if I write delta R, so R means it's a concentration of R upon time taken for the change. And since this is the reactant, we put the negative sign. This is for the reactant in terms of R. Now the rate of reaction in terms of the product is equal to change in concentration delta product concentration upon time taken for the change, and in this we have no need to put the negative sign. So here rate in terms of reactant R is equal to minus change in concentration of the reactant R time taken for the change. Rate of the reaction in terms of product P equal to change in concentration of the product upon time taken for the change. Now we will understand the unit of rate. The unit of rate of reaction, and that is equal to, what is the formula? Change in concentration upon time taken for the change. Change in concentration is actually concentration, or concentration we define in mole per liter. So as a numerator we write mole per liter, and as a denominator this is the time either in second or in minute. Suppose time is given in minute, then how do we write the unit of the rate of reaction? This is concentration, so we write mole per liter. This is the concentration. Time taken for the change upon time in second or minute. So mole per liter upon second. So overall we get the value mole per liter per second. If the time is given in minute, then we write mole per liter per minute. So this is the unit of the rate of reaction. Now this is the another example. A give rise to 2B plus C. Sometime you get this type of reaction, then how do we write the rate for the reactant and the product if the stoichiometric coefficient is given? Actually this is the stoichiometric coefficient. If in any reactant or the product stoichiometric coefficient is there, then how do we write the rate of reaction for the reactant and for the product? One more very important thing, when the reactants react, they form the product. Whatever the amount of the reactant react to each other in the same pattern, in the same speed, in the same rate, the products are formed. And just now I told you before some time that the products are always formed from the reacted part of the reactant. जिस रेट से रिएक्टेंट रिएक्ट करते हैं उसी रेट से प्रोडक्ट बनते हैं. यानी जो रेट ऑफ द रिएक्शन ऑफ द रिएक्टेंट है दैट इज इक्वल टू द रेट ऑफ द रिएक्शन ऑफ द प्रोडक्ट. rate of the reaction of the reactant that is equal to the rate of the reaction of the product। rate of reactant के लिए हम लोग एक टर्म यूज करते हैं rate of consumption of the reactant और rate of disappearance of the reactant, और जो प्रोडक्ट बनते हैं उसके रेट को हम लोग कहते हैं रेट ऑफ अपीयरेंस और रेट ऑफ फॉर्मेशन। तो जो रेट ऑफ कंजम्पशन ऑफ द रिएक्टेंट है वो रेट ऑफ फॉर्मेशन ऑफ प्रोडक्ट के बराबर होगा, और ऐसे में रिएक्टेंट और प्रोडक्ट सबके रेट आपस में इक्वल हो सकते हैं क्योंकि रेट ऑफ द रिएक्टेंट दैट इज इक्वल टू द रेट ऑफ द प्रोडक्ट। तो यहाँ पर 3 रिएक्टेंट है ए, बी एंड सी, और तीनों के रेट हम लोग इक्वेट कर सकते हैं। तो यहाँ पर हम लोग लिखेंगे रेट is equal to change in concentration of the reactant A upon time taken for the change. Since it is the reactant, so we put the negative sign, and that is equal to rate of formation of the product, and that is B. और यहाँ पे हम लिखेंगे delta B upon delta T. We have no need to put the negative sign, already I told you. But what do we do this? स्टॉकियोमेट्रिक कोफिशिएंट, हम लोग जब रेट ऑफ रिएक्शन का फॉर्मूला लिखते हैं तो जो स्टॉकियोमेट्रिक कोफिशिएंट है उसको उससे रेट को डिवाइड करते हैं, यानी कि इफ इट इज गिवन 2 तो वी राइट 1/2 इनटू डेल्टा बी अपॉन डेल्टा टी। सो रिमेंबर व्हेनेवर वी राइट द फॉर्मूला ऑफ द रेट ऑफ रिएक्शन, इफ द स्टॉकियोमेट्रिक कोफिशिएंट इज गिवन देन वी डिवाइड द रेट ऑफ रिएक्शन विद दैट स्टॉकियोमेट्रिक कोफिशिएंट। इक्वल टू हाफ इनटू डेल्टा बी upon delta T, and that is equal to rate of reaction of the product, and that is delta C upon delta T. इसको कहेंगे rate of disappearance और rate of consumption of the reactant A, और इसको हम लोग नाम देंगे rate of formation और rate of appearance of the product B, and this is rate of appearance और rate of formation of the product C। तो ये सब चीजें आपस में इक्वल। नाउ वी ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड 2 more words. One is called average rate and the second word is instantaneous reaction rate. What is the difference between the average rate of reaction and instantaneous rate of reaction? So what is the mean of average rate? See, suppose you are going from one place to the another place. First place is suppose point A and the second place is suppose point B, and the distance between these 2 points, that is A and B, that is 50 km. So suppose you are going from one district to the other district and the total distance between the 2 districts, that is 50 km. You are starting from the point or the district A and you are moving towards the district B. So when you drive the motorbike, in the starting, suppose it runs with 20 km/h speed. After some time, suppose at once the barrier comes, then speed decreases, and maybe after some time you get the free road, there is no traffic at all. So maybe your speed increases, maybe it goes to 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, and just after that, after some time, suppose at once the speed breaker comes, at once it goes to 0, and finally you reach to the district B. Now if I asked you that did you travel with the same speed? No. Sometime it is 0, sometimes it is 20, sometimes it is 100, sometimes it is 40, sometimes it is 50. But one thing is clear, you have covered total distance 50 km, and in how much time? Suppose in 1 hour. So you have covered the 50 km of distance in 1 hour. So this 50 km/h, that is your average speed. But you did not travel with the same speed 50 km/h, but we say this 50 km/h is the average speed. So in the same way, when the reaction occurs in the lab, its concentration changes, but its concentration does not change with the constant speed. Sometimes concentration suddenly more changes, sometimes it changes less, because so many factors they affect the rate of reaction. Maybe the temperature, maybe the pressure, like that so many factors are there. तो ये जो change in concentration होता है ये कभी एकदम बहुत ज़्यादा चेंज हो जाता है, कभी बहुत कम चेंज होता है, लेकिन फाइनली आपको ये पता होगा कि सपोज इनिशियल कंसंट्रेशन यू हैव टेकन 50 मोल पर लीटर एंड आफ्टर 20 मिनट्स यू आर गेटिंग 25 मोल पर लीटर. तो ये जो चेंज इन कंसंट्रेशन है ये आपका कहलाएगा एवरेज रेट इन पर यूनिट ऑफ टाइम. तो इनिशियल 50, फाइनल 25, देन हाउ विल कैलकुलेट 25 माइनस 50 अपॉन टोटल टाइम 20 मिनट्स, सो अपॉन 20. तो ये जो नॉर्मल रेट हम लोग कैलकुलेट करते हैं दैट इज एक्चुअली द एवरेज रेट. और ये रेट ऑफ केमिकल रिएक्शंस में जब हम लोग कैलकुलेट करते हैं तो इन जनरल तो वो हमारा एवरेज रेट ही होता है. तो यहाँ पर विद द हेल्प ऑफ ग्राफ विल ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड the meaning of average rate more clearly. Here this is the graph. One side I have taken the molar concentration of a reactant A. I have taken the reactant A. This side with molar concentration is taken and this side is time. And as I told you, as the reaction proceeds, the concentration of the reactant continuously go on decreasing. So this is the maximum concentration of the reactant, but as the time proceeds, as the time goes, the concentration of the reactant A continuously goes on decreasing. And we will try to calculate the average rate between these 2 points. This is the point 1 and this is the point 2. Suppose at this point the concentration of the reactant A is x1 and at this point it is x2. Time here I have taken t1 and here I have taken t2. It means we will calculate the average rate between these 2 points x1 and x2 with respect to time t1 and t2. अब यहाँ पर कहीं पर एकदम बहुत ज़्यादा कंसंट्रेशन चेंज होगा, कहीं पर बहुत कम कंसंट्रेशन चेंज होगा, लेकिन फाइनली वी नो कि हमारा इनिशियल कंसंट्रेशन इतना है, फाइनल कंसंट्रेशन इतना है, इनिशियल टाइम इतना है, फाइनल टाइम इतना है. तो ये जो कैलकुलेट होकर आएगा दैट इज एक्चुअली द एवरेज रेट. और इसके लिए हम लोग क्या करेंगे, सिंस इट इज द रिएक्टेंट सो वी राइट द रिएक्टेंट ए द रेट इज इक्वल टू, सिंस इट इज द रिएक्टेंट सो वी पुट द नेगेटिव साइन and then change in concentration. Change in concentration, final concentration minus initial concentration, and that is x2 minus x1 upon time taken for the change, final time minus initial time, and that is t2 minus t1. In a very simple way we can write minus x2 minus x1 को we can write delta x upon delta t, rate of reactant in terms of reactant A. And this is the formula. Now we'll study the another type of reaction rate, and that is instantaneous reaction rate. Now in instantaneous reaction rate में we calculate the rate of reaction at a particular point. How much concentration has been changed in particular time, and in one point very minute concentration will be changed in minute time. So we will calculate that minute change in concentration in minute time at a particular point. Suppose this is the graph, same type of graph, average rate, this is the molar concentration, this is the time. Now this reactant A and converting into the product, and since the reaction is proceeding, the concentration of the reactant A continuously go on decreasing, and this is the concentration is decreasing, and at this particular point y we will try to calculate that how much concentration has been changed in minute time at that particular point in minute time. It means we will calculate the minute change in concentration in minute time, and to calculate that what do? We put a tangent on this and we make a right triangle here. So this point y, when we put a tangent, that is q and p, that is the tangent, this is the perpendicular and this is the base. Perpendicular is q and o and base is o and p. So when we calculate this, then we calculate like this, perpendicular upon base. We'll try to calculate the instantaneous reaction rate. तो ये आपका हो गया rate of reaction in terms of A, and that is minute change in concentration in minute time. और उसके लिए हम लोग डेल्टा की जगह पर एक दूसरा वर्ड यूज़ करते हैं स्मॉल डी. स्मॉल डी का मतलब डिफरेंशियल एजुकेशन कहते हैं इसको. स्मॉल डी का मतलब माइन्यूट चेंज इन कंसंट्रेशन इन माइन्यूट टाइम. तो सिंस दिस रिएक्टेंट माइनस डी एक्स अपॉन डी टी, एंड दैट इज इक्वल टू, कैसे कैलकुलेट करेंगे, OQ अपॉन OP. So rate of reaction in terms of A, that is equal to minus dx upon dt, that is equal to OQ upon OP, perpendicular upon base. There is no numerical in your syllabus, only just the theoretical purpose. You can learn the difference between the average rate and instantaneous reaction rate. Thank you.